Good afternoon everyone and welcome to another video. Hope you're all having a lovely day, enjoying the peace and everything. Now, the book that I said I was going to start next was obviously this one, The Midnight Library. I mucked the name up a little bit last. The Midnight Library, by Haig. Now, I went into this book not knowing what any of it's about, anything like that. But the only thing that I did know was the style and the way that Haig writes because of the book that I'd previously read before, The Humans. Now on the back it says, Nora's life has been going from bad to worse. Then at the stroke of midnight on her last day on Earth, she finds herself transported to a library. There she is given the chance to undo her regrets and try out each of the other lives she might have lived, which raises the ultimate question, with infinite choices, what is the best way to live? Now, when I read that, I thought, really good. It's a library, it involves books, brilliant. And basically, sorry if there's spoilers in this, but I'm going to tell you a bit about it. Basically, there's this girl called Nora who basically goes through life not really getting anything right, and in the end she makes a decision that she wants to die. So on this night that she dies, she ends up in this library. Now the reason it's called Midnight Library is because when she ends up in this library, it turns midnight. And basically, in this library, she gets to look at all the books and live a life. Basically, if she could undo one regret in her life, then that's what she can do. She can live a life by undoing one regret in her life, and she can live a different sort of life. So basically, she opens these. She's got a book. All these books move about on the shelf and everything, and it's really, really good. And she basically picks up this book. The librarian, Mrs. Elm, picks up this book, and it's a book of all of Nora's regrets from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to the age of 35. And in that book, it has every single one of her regrets in her life. And all she wants to do is die. She doesn't want to be here. She just wants to die. She said she takes an overdose and she just wants to die. She doesn't want to be in the world anymore. She sees it as she can't make anything work. Nothing's going right for her. And she feels like she's better off not in this world. So she takes an overdose and she dies. Now, in this library, it's actually quite good because everything that's happening is happening on the stroke of midnight, hence the name of the Midnight Library, which is really good and really interesting. And the one regret that she has is that her boyfriend Dan wanted to run a pub, open up a pub, everything like this, and all of a sudden she reads this book. She reads her regrets book. I think it's her regrets book. Mrs. Elm picks off a book off the shelf for her, and she reads it, and all of a sudden she thinks of one regret that she'd like to sort of undo and change and things like that. And it's her boyfriend Dan, and owning a pub and that. And all of a sudden, as she thinks that, all these words on this page swirl about, and all of a sudden she's standing in this sort of village, and she's standing outside this pub and everything like that. Yeah. So basically, that's just basically. There's lots more to the story, but basically that is just a little part of the story that I was going to give you. I'm not going to give you too much because I don't want to spoil too much, but there are spoilers. But basically it's just giving you an insight of what the book is about, and it was a very, very good read. I mean, I finished it now. Didn't take me long. It was let me just see. In total, it was 288 pages. So as you can see, quite a short read. I love the spine, the yellow spine. Yeah, it's a really, really good book, and she sort of has to just sort of figure out, you know, what's the best way to live in life. And you know, she's basically given a second chance to undo all of her regrets and try out all these different lives from different books that maybe she may have lived when she was alive. So she's got basically a second chance to go and do that, and to go and live a life that maybe she would have wanted to do when she was alive. And it's a really, really, really good book. I mean, in my eyes, this is now one of my favourite books. The Midnight Library, I think, is up in one of my top 10. There's some good bits, there's some funny bits, there's some, you know, it's just really, 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 really good. And if you like I said in my last video, if you like Matt Haig stories and books and the way he writes, then obviously this will be a fantastic one to pick up. It's short, it's really good, you know. Every part of the story that you read, there's something going on, and it's one that, you know, you can read in basically one sitting, because it's that type of story that you just think, you read one bit and you think, oh, what happens next? What happens next? I want to know what happens next. And before you know it, you've read the whole book. I feel that this, like I said, is in my top 10 because it's just, out of Humans and the Midnight Library, you know, this is my favourite one. I mean, the Humans book by Matt Haig was good, but this is my favourite one. You know, I've read about reviews about people, and they say, yes, it's really, really good. You know, you're going to thoroughly enjoy it. And I thought, you know what, I'll pick it up, I'll buy it, I'll pick it up, and I'll give it a whirl. And actually, I've really, really, really enjoyed it. And this is going to be one that I absolutely will most definitely be picking up again in the future, because it's that good. I could probably read this 10 times over, and it's a book that you, so in my opinion, it's a book that you can't get bored of. You can't get bored with. It's not one that you read once and think, oh, actually, I might pick it up again. I might not. I'll see how I feel. This is a book that I can safely say, in my opinion, that yes, I will definitely be picking up again in the future. Don't know when, but I will be picking it up again. You know, I mean, the way that Matt Haig writes, his writing's good. You know, like I said in one of my very, very first videos, page turner. You know, there's lots of twists and turns and plot twists, and it's, to me, I've read, out of the two that I've read, this, like I said, absolute all-time favourite. This is in my top 10. And I don't say that about every book. I know I give a lot of books 5 stars because actually, yeah, they are really good. But this is a definite solid in stone 5 star. So if you like Matt Haig stories and it's something that you think, oh, actually I want to read, you know, then pick it up. I would highly, highly recommend it. And I'm not saying that lightly. It is a fantastic book. I mean, the chapters, they're not really chapters, but I mean, you know, I mean, some of them are like, oh, right. I'll just show you quickly for me. Some of them, there's the start of one chapter, and I mean, that's like, that's the end of that one basically. It's like two pages and a bit, and then you go on to the next one. I mean, some of them are like 1 page, you know. They are really short, and it's a really, really, really quick read. But it's one that I think that a lot of people will enjoy. It's based around books, you know. It's based around a person's life, and the regrets that they have, and you know, basically, if you know, having the chance to go back, live your life differently, undo your regrets, and live a different life without all them regretting it. If I had the chance to do that, I most definitely would. And it's the way that the story takes a turn, and the way that there's detail, and the way that, you know, that he describes the way that, you know, the words on the book and everything like that. Really, 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 really good. So have a good afternoon, everyone, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.